Hey guys, and welcome to Dainty Bite. Amazing, fluffy, cloud-like texture. These cinnamon rolls are gonna disappear in minutes. I colored them pink for a fun Valentine's treat. Let me show you how to make them and let's get started. You're gonna start with the dry ingredients. You're gonna need 425 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna mix all the dry ingredients together and set them aside. You're gonna need half a teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of instant yeast, a quarter teaspoon of baking soda, and a quarter cup of sugar, granulated sugar. I mix all the dry and I set aside. I'm gonna work on the wet ingredients. And here I measured half a cup of whole milk, half a cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can add 1 cup of milk and add half a tablespoon of lemon juice. I'm gonna add 1 extra large egg. This is about 70 grams. I add a little bit of vanilla extract, about 1 teaspoon. Half a cup of unsalted, melted and cooled butter. It's always a good idea to have everything at room temperature, including the milk and the buttermilk. Whisk with a fork to incorporate the egg and the butter into the buttermilk and the milk mixture. At this point, you can add a little bit of vanilla bean paste. I like to add it for flavor. Just about half a teaspoon. And like I said, I want to make the cinnamon rolls pink for Valentine's Day, so I'm gonna balance the colors a little bit. Add some white food coloring. This is gel color. I add 1 to 2 teaspoons, depending on the butter color and your eggs color. This is about right, just to balance the colors a little bit. And now I'm gonna add some pink food coloring. This is rose pink. You add just a little bit and it's gonna go a long way. And as soon as you start mixing the dough, you're gonna see the color. You can adjust it at this point if you like it to be a little darker. Mix the wet and the dry in the stand mixer for 5 minutes at least. You want the dough to be very soft. I didn't need to add any more liquid. The dough is perfect, smooth and soft, and it absorbed all the flour, but I did add a drop or 2 of the color. I was looking for a rosy pink. You can add a little bit more and it'll be darker pink. I'm gonna dump it on a floured surface, knead for 1 minute only. And as you can see, the dough is super soft. I'm gonna put it back in the same stand mixer. I don't need to clean it or anything. Just add a little bit of flour. You don't want it to stick. Cover and let it rest for 2 hours. 2 hours later, I'm gonna start working on the dough. But first, I'm gonna make the filling. You're gonna mix 2 cups of light brown sugar, 2 cups of regular granulated sugar, half a cup of room temperature unsalted butter, and 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. Mix with a spatula to form a paste. It's going to be easier to spread on top of the dough. And as always, I'll leave all the amounts and all the ingredients in the description box below, so check it out. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube yet, please do so. Follow me on social media. The links are going to be in the description box below. Now you're going to flour the surface gently. I don't want to add too much flour. Spread the dough also gently. I don't want to deflate it too much. Use a rolling pin and gently spread the dough 1/2 inch in thickness. It should spread so easily. This is so relaxing and so easy to do. The dough is ready for the spread. I'm gonna spread the cinnamon, butter, sugar mixture evenly on top of the dough. Don't be afraid to add the whole amount. And to make it even more special, I'm gonna add a handful or two of semi-sweet chocolate chips and start rolling ever so gently and try to brush off the excess flour for a soft cinnamon roll. You can cut using a knife, but for a cleaner cut, you can use a dental floss. It's gonna be so easy to cut using a dental floss, just like you see here. It will give you the cleanest cut. Save the edges or use them, it's totally up to you. But this is looking perfect. I'm gonna place in a baking dish, let them rest one more time. I'll give them another half an hour. I'm gonna preheat the oven to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure to cover, you don't want them to dry out. Meanwhile, I'm gonna make the cream cheese icing, and this is optional. You can do just a simple sugar glaze, but I'm gonna make some cream cheese frosting. You're gonna combine 2 ounces of cream cheese, 2 ounces of butter, unsalted. Both should be room temperature. You're gonna add to that half a cup of powdered sugar. Whip using a handheld mixer for 2 to 3 minutes or until light and fluffy. I'm gonna flavor with some vanilla bean paste or some vanilla, it's totally up to you. And I'm gonna add a touch of lemon juice, and to thin it out, I'm gonna add some milk, about 1 tablespoon of milk or heavy whipping cream. And to make mine even whiter, I'm gonna add a touch of the food coloring. You can skip that, but I'm gonna add it to have that nice contrast between the pink and the white. And as you can see, it lightened quite a bit. So creamy and flavorful. I'm gonna set it aside, check on the cinnamon rolls. They have doubled in size, they're ready for baking. I bake at 385 degrees Fahrenheit. They took about 25 minutes in my oven. They might take a little longer in yours. These are still very fragile, they're still hot. I wait for them to cool a little bit before I grab one. But they smell heavenly. I hope you give this recipe a try. You can smear them with a little bit of cream cheese frosting, or you can leave as is. These are so good. Give them a try. Let me know what you think in the comments box below. And until next time, bon appétit!